I am 58 years old, and I am sitting in a room that smells like dust and failure at 2 in the morning, talking to strangers on the internet because there is nobody left in my life who wants to hear my voice. I gave a company 25 years of my life, 25 years of early mornings and late nights and missed dinners and cold coffee and promises I made to myself that I never kept. And when I finally walked out that door for the last time, they forgot my name in 7 days. Not 7 months, not 7 years, 7 days. Don't be me. I'm staring at this coffee mug right now. It's sitting on my desk, this old ceramic thing, and there's a name tag on the side of it. My name tag. The one they printed for me when I first joined the company back in 1997. The letters are so faded now you can barely read them. I have to tilt it toward the lamplight just to make out the G. Jeffrey. That's my name. Jeffrey with a G. You'd think after 25 years somebody would have learned to spell it. The mug still has coffee in it, 4 days old. There's a film growing on the surface, this grayish-green skin that makes it look like a tiny swamp. I haven't washed it. I can't. I don't know why. Maybe because it's the only thing left that proves I was ever there at all. The room around me is cluttered with papers nobody needs, and books I never finished, and a desk lamp that flickers every 30 seconds like it's trying to die but doesn't have the courage. The only sound in this house is the refrigerator humming from the kitchen. That hum used to be background noise. Now it's the loudest thing in my life. Let me tell you how I got here. In 1997, I was 33 years old, sharp suit, fresh buzz cut, hungry like you wouldn't believe. I walked into that office on my first day, and I looked around at all those cubicles and all those fluorescent lights, and I thought to myself, this is it. This is the arena. And I'm going to win. I believed something back then. I believed it the way a man believes in God or gravity. I believed that if you outwork everyone, if you stay later and arrive earlier, and volunteer for every project and never say no, you become irreplaceable. You become the foundation. You become the man they can't run the building without. That was the lie. The biggest, fattest, most destructive lie I ever swallowed. And I swallowed it whole. So I worked. I worked like a machine. 80-hour weeks were my normal. I was the first car in the parking lot and the last light on in the building. I wore that like a badge. I bragged about it. I'd tell my wife, I'd say, "Nobody works harder than me, nobody." And she'd look at me with this expression I didn't understand back then, but I understand now. It was pity. She was pitying me, and I was too arrogant to see it. I missed my daughter's first steps. My wife recorded them on one of those old camcorders, the ones with a little flip-out screen. She left the tape on the kitchen counter for me. I watched it 3 weeks later. 3 weeks. My little girl learned to walk, and I saw it on a 2-inch screen while eating leftover Chinese food at 11 at night. And I remember thinking, I'll make it up to her. There's time. There's always time. My mother turned 70. My sister organized a party. Everyone was there. Everyone except me. I was finishing a quarterly report. You want to know something that'll make you sick? Nobody read that report. I found out later it sat in an inbox for 2 months and then got deleted during a server cleanup. My mother's 70th birthday, traded for a file that got erased like it never existed. But I didn't care. Not then. Because every morning I'd walk into that office and I'd smell that carpet, that industrial office carpet, mixed with fresh toner from the printer room, and it smelled like purpose to me. It smelled like I was building something. The keyboards clacking and the printers whirring and the vending machine humming in the break room, that was my music. That was my symphony. I was a titan. I was the guy. Now I sit here in pajama pants I've worn 3 days straight, in a house so quiet I can hear the walls settling, and I understand what I actually was. I was furniture. I was a desk lamp that stayed on so long everybody forgot it was there. Let me tell you about the day everything broke. It was a Friday, my last Friday. I'd gotten the retirement package a month earlier. 25 years of service, and they processed me out with the same form they use for everybody. Same template, same font, same cold little paragraph that says, "We wish you well in your future endeavors." Future endeavors. Like I was 22 and heading off to start a business. I was 58 with a bad knee and an empty house. But the part that got me, the part that still sits on my chest like a stone at 3 in the morning, was the email from HR. The goodbye email. The one they sent around to the department. The one that's supposed to say something nice, something about your years of service, something that makes people stop for half a second and think, oh yeah, that guy contributed something. The email said, "Thank you, Jeffrey." Jeffrey, with a J. My name is Jeffrey, with a G. I'd had it on my email signature for 25 years. It was on the name tag on my mug. It was on every single report I ever filed, and I filed thousands. And the person writing my farewell email couldn't be bothered to check the spelling. 25 years reduced to a misspelled name in a mass email that most people deleted without reading. But that's not the moment that destroyed me. That was just the crack in the windshield. The moment that destroyed me came an hour later. I decided to walk down to my boss's office, Richard. Corner office, big windows, the kind that looks out over the parking lot like it's a kingdom. I wanted to shake his hand. I wanted to look him in the eye and hear him say something, anything, that acknowledged what I'd given. Maybe a thank you. Maybe a we'll miss you. Maybe just my name, my actual name, pronounced correctly, one time. I walked down that hallway for the last time. I could smell the break room. Someone had reheated lasagna, and the smell was thick and warm, and it filled the corridor like it did every Friday. The fluorescent lights above me were buzzing that low electrical hum they always made, the one you stop noticing after your first year but never really goes away. My shoes were quiet on the carpet. I was carrying my coffee mug in one hand because I'd just cleaned out my desk, and it was the only thing I decided to take with me. 25 years, and I walked out with one mug. I got to Richard's door. It was open. He was sitting behind his desk, reading something on his screen. I knocked on the frame. He looked up, and I watched his face. I watched it go from mild annoyance at being interrupted to confusion to nothing. Absolutely nothing. No recognition, no warmth, no memory. He looked at me like I was a delivery man who'd wandered onto the wrong floor. He turned to his assistant, a young woman named Claire, who'd been there maybe 18 months, and he said, "Who is this? Who is this?" 3 words. The fluorescent light above his door flickered once. The lasagna smell was still hanging in the air. I could hear someone laughing in the break room down the hall, and I stood there in that doorway, holding my mug with my faded name tag, and my mouth was open but nothing was coming out. 4 seconds of silence. 4 seconds doesn't sound like a long time, but stand in a doorway after giving 25 years of your life to a place, and have the man you reported to for over a decade look at you like you're a stranger, and tell me 4 seconds isn't an eternity. My hands were trembling. I could feel the ceramic of the mug vibrating against my fingertips. Claire said something. I don't remember what. I think she told him my name. Maybe she got it right. Maybe she didn't. It doesn't matter. I turned around and I walked back down that hallway, past the cubicles, past the break room, past 25 years of overtime and sacrifice and missed birthdays and cold dinners. And not a single person looked up from their screen. Not one. I walked through that office like a ghost walking through walls, and the walls didn't even shiver. That was 3 years ago. The mug is still here. It sits on my desk at home now, right in front of me, like a little headstone marking the grave of the man I used to be. The coffee inside it has gone bad. There's mold on the surface, this thin, greenish skin that grows a little more every day. I should wash it out. I should throw it away. But I can't, because some sick part of me needs to look at it, needs to be reminded. My daughter Emily, she lives 2 states away now. She calls once a month, first Sunday, like clockwork. The conversations last about 7 minutes. She asks how I'm doing. I say fine. She tells me about her week. I listen. We both pretend that this is a normal amount of contact between a father and daughter. We both pretend that 25 years of me choosing an office over her didn't carve a canyon between us that neither of us knows how to cross. My wife, Sandra, she left in 2014, 9 years before I retired. She stood in the kitchen and she looked at me and she said something I'll never forget. She said, "I can't compete with a building, Jeffrey. Not with another woman, not with a hobby, with a building. A concrete and glass rectangle off the highway that had fluorescent lights and bad coffee and a parking lot." She lost her husband to a parking lot. Now the house is so quiet, I can hear the clock ticking in the hallway from any room. Tick, tick, tick. Every second sounds like it's counting down to something, but I don't know what. There's nothing to count down to. There's no deadline, no deliverable, no Monday morning meeting. There's just silence and a moldy mug and a name tag that's fading more every day. I run my thumb over that name tag sometimes, over and over, and I can feel the letters disappearing under my skin. Even the mug is forgetting me. Even an object made of clay can't be bothered to hold on to my name. The desk smells like dust. The whole room does. It's the opposite of that toner and carpet smell I used to love. This is what purposelessness smells like. Stale and dry and empty. Now let me talk to you. Yeah, you. The one watching this right now at your desk. It's late, isn't it? Past 8? Past 9? The office is half empty, and you're still there, aren't you? You're telling yourself the same lie I told myself. Just a few more years. Just until the promotion. Just until the project's done. Just until we're in a better place financially. It's temporary. It's all temporary. It's not temporary. It's your life. And it's leaking out of you one late night at a time. You want to know what happens when you leave that company? They post your job listing before your last day. Your emails get forwarded to someone else by Monday. Your desk gets cleaned out and given to a new hire who'll never know your name. The chair you sat in for a decade still has your warmth in it when a stranger sits down. That's how fast you disappear. And your kid? Your kid's school play doesn't get reposted. Your mother's birthday doesn't get rescheduled. Your wife's sitting across the dinner table, waiting, looking at your empty chair. That moment doesn't get forwarded to someone else's inbox. It just vanishes, gone, unrecoverable. No backup, no server, no cloud, just gone. You are replaceable at work. I need you to hear that. I need you to let it sink into your bones. You are replaceable at work. They will find another you. They will train another you. They will forget the original you. But at home, at that dinner table, in that living room on a Saturday morning, when your kid wants to show you something stupid they built out of couch cushions, you are the only you, the only one. And nobody is coming to fill that position when you vacate it. Go home, right now if you can. Call your mother while she's still alive to answer. Kiss your wife like you did when you were young enough to be stupid and brave. Get on the floor and play with your kids, even if your knees crack and your back aches, because the floor is where the best memories live. Be late on the deadline. Be early for dinner. Don't end up like me, 58 years old, sitting in a dark room at 2 a.m, talking to a camera because there's nobody left to talk to, holding a mug with a name on it that even the mug can't remember. The coffee's gone cold, the name's gone faded, and the man who thought he was building a legacy found out he was just burning time. Don't be me.